Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, which is all about blush, I'll link that down below if you want to check out some of my all-time faves. I mentioned that I have a little drawer where all of the top shelf items live, and those are my every single day favorites. So I do want to do a video discussing the top shelf. I would have to break it up in sections because there's quite a lot living there. But today I thought I would do a little get ready with me chatty style. It's actually been a little while. That way I can tell you some of my really awful dating stories that I've been on lately. Nice. And I'm going to be using all of my top shelf favorites. So this is obviously not all of them, it's just many of them, and we're just gonna get right into it. So you already saw it, kind of a glimpse. You know what the #1 top shelf fave is, and that is my Flawless Pro. If you have a mustache, you need this. So I'm just gonna do a quick little, you know how we do things here. And I like wonder why I go on bad dates. Like, why doesn't anyone like this? It's weird. You don't like that your girl can grow a better stash than you? All right, remember that. So, if you guys did not know already, I am wild about this Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. This is kind of like my everyday favorite, especially with the whole mask wearing at work type of deal. I am here for a foundation that looks like your skin, and I am wearing the shade ST8. I would absolutely repurchase this, and this is the first thing to kind of steal my heart ever since the RMS foundation came out, so that is saying quite a bit. So I like to work this here on the back of my hands, and then I'm just going to apply it to my skin with my fingers. And while I do that, we could start chatting about some dates that I've been on. So when I'm going on dates, I'm 25 years old. For anyone who's new here, hi. I feel like my brand is like going on bad dates. So you could go through the archives and see some fun stuff if you want to catch up on what's been going on with me. But oh, and I just thrifted this hat, by the way. You like it? I'm wearing my John Waters polyester shirt. This is like my good time storytelling outfit. Anyway. I usually avoid going out with men who are my age. That is why I said I'm 25 years old, in case you guys did not know. Because men are stupid. That's a fact. And anyway, I find that obviously I'm looking for a little bit more emotional maturity, and I often find that in older men, but guess what else? You also don't find that in older men. So I was just like, screw it, match with this guy on Bumble or whatever, thought he was cute. I'm like, let's give this a shot. Kind of into like artsy fartsy shit. And you guys know I love that, but I'm like, oh, it could go two ways. It's like, you're cool and you're into artsy fartsy shit, or you're pretentious and annoying. And turns out it was the latter, but I'm going to share with you all how we figured all that out. So we're chatting like not too like a couple days, like a week in, we decide to meet up. He's like, you want to come drink some wine on the beach? I'm like, sounds good, I'll be there. Now, knowing that men are stupid, I'm just going ahead and like using whatever's extra on the back of my hand here and just pressing it into the skin. This doesn't really add any more coverage. I'm just kind of, you know, evening everything out. Anyway, I see him paying for parking, and I'm like, oh no. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me preface by saying, I know men are stupid. I'm like, he's probably not going to bring a wine key. I brought a wine key. I brought a blanket so we don't have to sit on like a 2x2 little square. I brought some alcohol just in case he thought I was providing it and wasn't going to bring any. I'm a little bit jaded. I've been on many a bad date, so mama came prepared. You know what I mean? So let's get the foundation off. Concealer. I have very few concealer loves. Really, it is Fit Glow, Kjaer Weis, and this guy. And this is the Kosas concealer. I'm using the shade number 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this, you know, relatively liberally. I got a really gnarly pimple there that won't pop. It doesn't hurt, but it's like unsightly. Anyway, I have all the extras. I see him paying for parking, and I'm like, oh. All right, definitely pick some good pictures of yourself. Can't blame you. Sure, if the personality's great, I don't care. It's not like he was a dog or something. He just like he picked some good pictures is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so I already had that in my head. Now, he brought a bottle of wine, thank God. Didn't bring a wine key, so I had that. Oh, I also brought cups just in case, but he did also bring those. So we're gonna give him a couple points in that department. But So we're like sitting down. I like showed him the wine spritzers I got. I'm like, I brought a wine key. I brought these just in case. He's like, oh, let me see if this has any wheat in it. And I was like, oh, do you have celiac? Like, do you have a gluten intolerance? And he was like, honestly, I hate talking about it. I'm like, okay, well, fuck me then, right? So I'm just like, never mind. Never mind. So I'm just like I give a shit anyway, dude, more for me. So anyway, crack open the wine, slams it. Slamming it just to the, crushed it right to the head. I'm like, okay. I don't know if that's like a nerve killer, but that happened. And anyway, we're chatting. I'm obviously leading the conversation. He's very boring. I'm not that interested, but I've been through worse. You all know that. So I'm just like chatting away. I always like to ask like if they have any fun Bumble stories to share with me or dating app stories in general. Top shelf forever, ever, 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 ever. 100% pure bamboo blur. So that's what we're doing here. Anyways, he said he doesn't really have any for me, so I was sharing like a couple of mine. He's asking me questions about it. I'm talking, I'm going, we're laughing. It's cool. It's not like revolutionary. It's fine. And then like an hour in, he's just like, I'm so tired. I'm like, oh, okay. Heard. I know what that is code for. We ladies, we've had to say that before. Get me out of here. I gotta go to bed. I'm not feeling it. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm like, I work a double tomorrow, no big deal. It's not like I was that invested. I was like, I'm fine with that. Was taking no offense. I understand. And then he was like, no, but like, I don't want to leave. And I'm like, okay. So cool. Thanks for sharing. I don't really know what to do with that. So I'm going in with another top shelf favorite, of course. This is the Vapor Powder Bronzer. They only have one shade. It is an Eclipse, and I'm going to be using that with the Kjaer Weis powder brush. All of this will be linked down below. Please feel free to shop those links because I get a kickback from that. It helps support the channel. And make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe, or just sit right here and keep watching, but at least thumbs it up. That's free. Anyway, going in with this. So I'm like, so I just like kind of got quiet and I'm looking off and I'm just like, okay, I'm quiet now. Got the message, finishing my wine. And then he starts like over talking. Like I can feel like it's kind of like awkward. And so I was just like, I stop him and I'm like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? And he starts like, oh, explaining whatever. I'm like, no, what are you trying to say? Like I could tell he's trying to get somewhere that's like a long walk. I'm like, what is going on? So I was just like, what are you trying to say? I'm like, don't worry about my feelings, like whatever, just say it. He goes, I don't want to leave. It's just like, I had a really long day and I'm tired and I was just hoping you would stop talking. Okay. Some of you may have actually caught this story. I like went on a tangent on Instagram, but I deleted it because I'm like, oh my God. Should I be sharing this? Yes, because it is comical and at my expense, so it's fine. Anyway, says that, and I was just like, okay, well, riddle me this. When you say you're tired and you want me to stop talking, I stop talking, and then you're awkwardly over-talking, and then before that, I was just trying to start conversation and you were asking me questions, so should I have not answered your questions? And he's just kind of looking at me and he's like, you're right. I'm like, okay, I know that. And like seriously, I was just like, how do I fucking win, dude? Like, and just said it so aggressively. He was like, well, I'm not trying to be a dick, whatever. It's like, well, you're a dick. Sorry. If it looks like a dick, it talks like a dick, it walks like a dick, it's a dick. You know what I mean? So anyway, oh, this is the Charlotte Tilbury. I've had this for a long time. My sister got this for me. This is the Hollywood filter or whatever. I'll link it down below. I use the shade 3, which is light medium. This is the most gorgeous highlight in the world. It looks so, so natural. That's why I love it. Anyways, I'm not trying to be a dick, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He says, I'm right. And he was like, you know, I really like that you just asserted yourself to me. Like, would it be okay if I kissed you? And I'm like, you know I don't want that. You know I don't want that. And he was like, asking me how the date's going. I straight up said, I'd give it a C-. He's like, well, what can I do differently? I'm like, nothing. You're being yourself. So it just like doesn't work out between us. I was being like very forthright and a little cutting, but I was like no hard feelings, dude. Like, it doesn't always work out, you know, not my fucking first rodeo. Certainly not my last. Now I'm going in with the Antonym Baked Blush in Lily. If you get nothing else from this video, it must be this blush. It is incredible. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the same powder brush, and I'm going to quite liberally apply this guy. It's a really nice mauve tone baked formula, so it sits on the skin so beautifully. Anyways, guys, I know this sounds insane, but I ended up staying there for like another hour, and I was just kind of like, you know, conversation got mildly better. He ended up like getting over himself and like, I don't know, talking, because like you invited me on this date, the least he could do is fucking talk. So talking a little bit, I did realize how pretentious and annoying he is, was showing me music that he made. Fellas, if you're watching, don't do that on a first date unless you are like a successful musician. Like, that is your career. If you just like fuck around on the guitar in your free time, for the love of all things holy, don't make me sit there and nod my head and pretend I like it, because do you think I'm gonna tell you I don't like it on the first date? Do you think I'm gonna do that? I'm just gonna think you're a douche. So anyway, that is precisely what I thought. So I go and I leave, and thank God it couldn't come soon enough. And the next day, God, you could just put this on forever and it always looks beautiful, and that's what I love about it. So we're gonna continue this tale, but I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit because we are moving on to the eyes and the eyebrows, and the eyebrows is a very good time to continue the storytelling. Hi. Plume brow pencil. I dig this, you guys. I don't do eyebrow pencils. I don't have the skill. I don't get it. I think it's difficult. I think it's annoying. This changed my mind completely, so I eat my words on that. I use the shade Cinnamon Cashmere, just in case you were wondering. Perfect, perfect, perfect shade. Works on a refill system. It's really great. Anyway, the next day, I get a text like mid-morning, and he's like, sends me 3 audio clips of music that he made and was like, which one of these do you like the best? I know you'll be a tough critic. I'm like, you know that I don't want to see you again, right? You know that. And he was like, why? I'm like, wow, I wonder. I wasn't even really feeding into it. I just sent a picture of my coworker, and I was like, because I have a boyfriend. And he was like, oh, well, never mind. I don't really care that much anyway. And I'm just like, wow, you're cool. You're cool. And another red flag is he was a photographer. And when someone's a photographer and you go on their page and you think all the pictures are trash, that's a red flag, ladies. And gents, anyone who does that. Everyone in between. People. It's a red flag, people. So that was a pretty good one. That was like up there. I've shared some of my really iconic stories for you guys, and that one certainly is going in the books. I never had someone tell me stop talking. I mean, like, I get it, my God, but Jesus Christ. Like, look at how easy that was. Look at how easy that was, and I got a little bit more action. I'm going to now go in with the 100% pure green tea brow fibers in medium brown. If you want a more clean alternative to the Glossier boy brow, look no further. They have a clear option, I believe, and a lighter option, if I am not mistaken. So again, everything is going to be linked down below for you all. What else? Oh, something else I realized. So then I went on a couple dates with this guy who's older guy. He's 35, so that's quite a bit older, but I don't mind. And when you go into someone's house and the decor of a 35-year-old man is like baskets that are non-functional as decor, run. You know what I mean? Like, run. Let's just like run away. I brought quite a few things here. I'll share them with you. Top shelf eyes. We have the Aether Beauty Joshua Tree. We have my custom eyeshadow palette that I use all of the time. The Rowan 11, this is not the 1111 palette. This is like the warm whatever the hell palette. And the 100% pure rose gold. I brought them all because I don't really know what we're gonna do. I did also bring this Iredale eyeshadow that I've had for years and I love to this day. It's in the shade Steamy. So it's this really beautiful, warm, almost orangish. It has a little bit of shimmer, but I love throwing this in the crease. It reminds me a lot of Red Apple Lipstick, Sugar and Spice. If you're familiar with that, it's just a good everyday shade. So I'm just gonna go in with this. This is a root blending brush, actually. I bought quite a bit of new makeup, by the way, so I think by the time my next video comes out, I will have it all. So I'm gonna try to do a trying new beauty. I bought some Danessa Myricks. I'm really excited about that. That is a Black-owned brand. She is a makeup artist, actually, and she does phenomenal looks. So really excited to play around with that. I ordered some stuff from Root. They come out with some new cream options, and I did also order 2 of the Rituel de Fille Nectar Bombs, and I'm really intrigued by those. If I was doing an everyday look, I would honestly like stop here, put on some mascara, move on with my life. I like the way a little bit of warm definition looks on the eyelids, but I think I want to add a little something to the crease, but I want to keep in that warm family. So I'm going to go in with the Aether palette. I'm going to use the shade in Poppy, which I love this. It's like a mustardy shade. It's a lot more yellow than the Jane Iredale I just put on. And I am just going to sort of run this through my crease. And this color reminds me a lot of MAC Uninterrupted, if you guys remember that shade. Oh, that is such a good one. Bobbi Brown Camel, very much in that vein. So I'm just gonna kind of push this through the crease. Sorry I got a little bit quieter. When I tell these stories, I mean, these videos end up being like half an hour long. But if you guys like them half an hour long, then I'm cool with that too. Just let me know. All right, so I think that's all we're gonna do, but then I gotta add some glitter. You know who we're dealing with here. So I'm going to first actually go in with the 100% Pure Rose Gold palette. I'm gonna use this center shade. This is in the shade Gleam. I love to use with the Antonym number 10 brush, and I like to really nestle it here, and I'm gonna bring it in just a little bit onto that first outer third of my eye, and then I'm also gonna put a little bit here on the brow. Just look at that. I love it. So this is gonna act as a base because I'm gonna put a little bit of glitter from the Rowan palette. Not on the brow, but kind of where I put that color in the inner corner. All right, yeah, so this is the 75 degree palette. My favorite shade in here, it's a tie. I really love this copper, but as far as the glitter, more glittery ones are concerned, it's gotta be that guy. So I'm taking the lightest shade in here, and it is more of like a chunky glitter, so I'm gonna kind of work it a little bit on the back of my hand, but then I'm just going to kind of pat it right on that outer third. I am also gonna take some glitter underneath the eye. I'm still super into that. I am going to work today too, so I especially like it because I gotta wear the mask and I like to make the eyes like pow. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that. Yeah, can you see that from here? I really like how that looks actually. So just a little something in the inner corner. I dig it. Now for the bottom lash, I am going to just take a little bit, again, from the Aether Beauty Joshua Tree palette. Cannot get over how much I really love this. If you haven't grabbed this guy yet, grab it. I did a full video on it, so I will link that down below as well. So I'm taking the shade Ember Glow, which is this beautiful orange, and I'm just going to put a little bit right in the center. And I've done this before. I'm doing it like much more subtly here today, and then I am just gonna soften it just a little bit, no big deal. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the PYT Glam Glitter Gel. This is in the shade Gold. Now I like to use this little Antonym brush. They don't sell this one like this, but just any little kind of fluffy, this one's so dirty from my glitter, but you know what I mean? It has like a little give to it, but it's a little bit pointed so I could be a little bit precise. I like to take just a touch. I'm gonna work this on the back of my hand. I still love these glitters. And that little under eye glitter thing I like to do looks the best when you put a fine glitter like this on first. And I'm just doing I'm like using the lightest hand. And then you put a chunky glitter on top just to make it have a little bit more dimension. So that's my fine glitter on the bottom. Love it, love it. And then I'm going to go in with the Glossier glitter Gelee. This is in the shade Firewalk. I am investigating some more biodegradable glitters. These are not that. But even if you have craft glitter, you have to be very careful because that is not eye safe. So when I take off my makeup, I just do a very careful job to not scratch my retina. But Mama's gotta have her glitter tears. So it's a little glitter tear action. I do think I want a little tiny touch more definition on the top just because I kind of weighed down the bottom. So I'm gonna go with my favorite eyeliner, like my favorite eyeliner ever, next to the Antonym Brown, and that is the Air Perez Jojoba Eye Pencil. This is in the shade Copper, so it's a really beautiful red, and it's going to stay in line with the warm theme that I've done here today. Now, what's cool about this video and sharing my top shelf favorites is that these are like, not my, yes, they're my favorites of the moment, but these are like my long-term favorites. Like the top shelf stuff usually gets added in. Very rarely does it get pulled out, if you know what I mean. So they're very long-term favorites. So I'm putting the tiniest amount, as you can see, tiniest amount. And I'm gonna buff it out a little bit with another shade from the Joshua Tree palette. Doing this step just helps add a little bit of definition to the root of the lash. I really, really dig that. Now I'm gonna go in with a matching, essentially, shade, and this is the shade Rosewood. It's a really nice, deep, dark, very rosy brown. It's almost red. I'm just gonna stamp this on top, kind of wiggle it back and forth, give it a little smudgy smudge. All right, now I talked about this in my last favorites, but I am all over the Lily Lola mascara. Still really, really enjoying this, guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply quite a few coats of this. Guys, you know what my new career path is going to be? It's going to start offering like emotional coaching services for like emotionally unavailable grown-ups. And by grown-ups, I mean like grown men who are still dealing with like emotional trauma from their ex who dumped them in the 5th grade, but are acting like that they're normal functioning humans. That's going to be my new career path. Just a little mascara thought. I think I'm going to list that as my job on my Bumble page, and maybe I'll actually profit off this. All right, everyone, that's eyes done. This is a very classic Ashley look. I have to do a classic Ashley look because I'm using my top shelf faves. You know what I mean? So for lips, I'm actually gonna line my lips. I don't often do this. I'm kind of craving it, I can't lie, because I think it's because I so seldom now get to wear lip product, at least wear lip product and have it be seen. So I'm going to do all of the steps today, and I'm gonna go in with the Sesame Lip Liner in Shy. This is from Air Perez. This is a great brown toned pink to help you sort of overline the lips to give a little something. All right, so you can see it's kind of similar to my lip shade, but a little bit more brown. And then I'm gonna go in with the Rituel de Fille Enchanted Lip Sheer. I'm obsessed with these. I just want them to come out with more colors. The shade Whitehorn is an every single day favorite. It's a peachy, my lips are better sort of shade. And it goes really nicely with that liner because there's not a ton of contrast. I'm not going for that 90s contrast. Remember when I used to love that back in the day? My OG subscribers, Jane Iredale Nutmeg. You remember those days? Boom. And then you know it's me. So if you think I'm gonna finish this video without putting a lip gloss on, you're damn wrong. And I am obsessed. I'm really still loving these 100% pure fruit pigmented lip glosses. Today I'm gonna go in with the shade Strawberry, which looks kind of like, girl, it doesn't, but watch, it does. It does. It's just a nice warm pink. So it'll add a little bit of life to what I have going, but it's not going to change the color, as you can see. As you can see. All right, everyone, that is it. This is the finished look. I'm ready to rock and roll. Those are some of my very, very beautiful, lovely lipstick on my teeth favorites that live in the top shelf. I'm going to be doing this, I think, as an in-depth series, so let me know if that's something that you would like to see and what category should I start in. The only category I may skip is going to be the blushes, because I did just do a dedicated video to blush. So that is essentially my top shelf of blushes. But anything else that you want to see first, maybe we should just go in order. Maybe we should just start with skin products. So some of my favorite skin products. I could definitely bring that for you. But before you go, please, if nothing besides the fact that I go on so many bad dates and I suffer and I share this all with you and I deserve something, thumbs up this video, subscribe. It helps so much. If you thought the stories I told were funny, share it with a friend. Mama's trying to reach 10K subscribers. You know the deal with that. And thumbsing up the video and sharing is free and very much appreciated. Catch me over on Instagram at Green Bunny Video if you want to keep up with me. I sell vintage over on Decade Alchemy on Depop. Check me out. But thank you all so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like men that use baskets, useless baskets as decoration, unironically. And I will catch you all. Can I finish this without lipstick on my teeth? I can't talk shit about men I go on dates with when I'm filming myself and broadcasting myself to the world with lipstick on my teeth. Jesus Christ, Ash, get it together. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Wish me luck on my dating ventures, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.